Hey guys, how's it going? Eli here, back with another video where today we're going to be having a conversation about some absolutely massive news for Brilliant Star and potentially some massive news for Evolving Skies. Without further ado, let's just jump right into it. So, as always, getting out of the way, we do weekly giveaways. All you have to do to enter is be subscribed and leave a like and comment down below on any of the videos we post each and every week, the pre-recorded ones posted Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Of course, you can comment and like on each of those videos, so up to 4 opportunities to enter. And then we also have 3 winners each and every week that will each be receiving 12 Brilliant Stars booster packs. So, ton of opportunities to enter, ton of opportunities to win. So, just another way for us to really give back to you guys. And then once again, we do have that Ancient Origins booster box break coming up this Sunday at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So really excited about that. Can't thank you guys once enough so much for the support of the channel, and I will be offering those at the same price in which I bought the booster box for. So just constantly trying to do my best to give back to you guys, as I wouldn't be here without you, the community. Now, getting into the topic. So what do I mean by we have some absolutely massive Brilliant Star news? So one of the things I've been asked a lot is basically, I had my initial allocations and I talked with you guys about how my allocations for my first distributor only gave me about 10 booster boxes, right? And I had said, this of course is not a necessary representation of how big the Brilliant Star wave is going to be for its reprint. And so it's potentially going to be big, it's potentially going to be medium. We have no absolute idea. And we hadn't seen a lot of that product being shown up on, places like TCG Player, eBay, and so on and so forth. And so the price really hasn't corrected. And so there was a lot of fear that basically we just got a tiny reprint. And one of the things that I got asked a lot by people, I talked about this on Nostalgianomics stream on Tuesday, is that, I said that this is potentially going to be a small wave and you could see a lot larger of a wave for Brilliant Star happen sometime in the near future. Now, ironically enough, I want to say about half an hour after I made that statement on stream, I actually got spammed or bombarded with phone calls by my distributor, and the reason why we knew this is because I used my phone for my face cam and it froze multiple times, and I was like, sorry, I gotta take this. Come to find out, my distributor reached out to me and said that I got allocated 60 Brilliant Star booster boxes for the upcoming reprint wave. You heard that correctly, 60. And the crazy part about that is the distributor that was the one that reached out to me, they usually, if I'm lucky, get 6 booster boxes. So the fact that I got 60, 10 times more what I usually get is absolutely insane. Come to find out too, I went onto the site. They had open pre-orders available, and I was about to hit my limit for my allocations, which I was able to order another full case, so I'm getting 66 in total. But I still, it said, had available to order another 250, a quarter of 1,000 left available in my area, because I do live on the West Coast, and California is where ACD predominantly ships from. Apologize for that. So it's the first time I've seen open orders ever available for any sort of product since, before the pandemic or at the start of the pandemic. So the fact that I'm seeing this happen now has me to believe that, and maybe I'm jumping the gun on this too quickly, but it has me to believe that the Millennium print run or print group is having a major effect on potentially Brilliant Star booster box reprints being absolutely printed into the ground. Because the fact that I got that many, that's usually what I would get. That's more than I would get for my Wave 1 allocations combined from both distributors. That is a massive amount of Brilliant Star booster boxes for me to get allocated. And then my allocations for that distributor ACD resets on Friday, where if they don't sell out of that extra 250 they have in stock, I'll be able to replenish and order another 60, which is crazy to think about that I've ever had the option for this to happen. So Brilliant Star booster box prices, in my opinion, are going to start crashing. What I think possibly could have happened is we had some distributors like my original one, Magazine Exchange, that sent me those 10, and basically what ended up happening is they got a small wave, and then finally my ACD other distributor who usually doesn't send me a ton, but finally did. Shout out to them. Basically, they are now getting the full rest of the wave. You could make the argument it was delayed for other distributors. You can make the argument that some of these other distributors like Magazine is going to get a lot larger wave. We don't know completely, but one of the biggest things that I've really talked about and touched on a lot with the Pokemon channel, or the Pokemon company, I should say, is they focus really heavily on making their reprints happen all at once, right before and sometimes right after a new set release. I mean, we saw this for literally Fusion Strike. Right before Fusion Strike came out, we had Vivid Voltage booster box reprints. We had Fusion Strike, or sorry, not Fusion Strike. We had Darkness Ablaze booster box reprints. We had Chilling Rain Wave come out. We had Evolving Skies Wave 2 come early. We had Battle Styles reprint happen. We had so many products that were like heavily reprinted right before Fusion Strike. And then what was the set to come after that? Brilliant Stars. What news was made right before Brilliant Stars was released? Early February, news of Evolving Sky, or Vivid Voltage Elite Trainer boxes, Darkness Ablaze Elite Trainer boxes, and Shining Fates Elite Trainer boxes. Sorry, I'm fumbling my words a lot, for example. I'm just really excited about everything going on is probably why. So with that being said, I am making the expected prediction that we're going to see, once again, a lot of reprints in the near future. And that's going to lead into the next topic. Now, I know I had some criticism from people saying, Eli, it's pretty ballsy of you to make a prediction saying that you're guaranteeing that we're either going to hear news of Evolving Skies reprints happening, or, you're saying that it's going to happen by the end of May. Of course, like I said, I'm making these predictions off of what I believe has historically happened with the Pokemon company and predicting reprints. We have Brilliant Stars, full-on massive reprint confirmed, and now here's some more interesting news for you guys. As you can see, Evolving Skies booster box prices, $168, prices have gone down. Well, guess what we just found out recently was listed on the Pokemon Center website. Yes, you can go buy Pokemon Center booster box Sword and Shield Evolving Skies for $143. They just recently restocked these, so you can go get them now at MSRP, which is absolutely insane. There have also been multiple reports and rumors that have been confirmed by multiple people that Singapore and Australia has had a ton of people discussing about how Sword and Shield Evolving Skies booster boxes have been showing up. I got a guy that's from Australia that did confirm that. We had a video that was posted by, I'm going to give credit to TCG Radio on this one, for the Singapore news. That was buzzed about a lot in the Discord today. And then I've also had another guy who I've been in contact with that basically has been telling me he's been buying booster boxes for the past couple of weeks. From his buddy who's in contact. Don't know the distributor name yet, so I'll get that contact information when I do. But basically, located in Florida, he's been buying booster boxes for around the 135-ish range, and that there's been more than likely a confirmed reprint per his source as well. So we're starting to see a lot of news and rumors in regards to Evolving Skies, which of course is going to confirm my suspicions in regards to the Pokemon company tending to want to do reprints for everything all at once. So once again, of course, this has not been fully confirmed in the United States, but typically speaking, you do see it happen where if it starts from one place, it usually goes to another place. And so just the fact of the matter that you're seeing this on the Pokemon Center right now, if you literally want to go do it, you can go buy it for $25 under what market value is currently at MSRP value, which for a set like Evolving Skies, I mean, that's still a great deal. Of course, I'm predicting there to be a massive reprint, kind of like what we're seeing with Brilliant Stars, based off of the allocated numbers that I just recently got for that. My prediction is they're going to potentially see, and this might sound crazy, but my prediction is that potentially you're going to see these booster box prices go down for Evolving Skies to as low as 100 to 105. Might sound crazy, but based off the numbers that I got for Brilliant Star, I'm willing to believe that you're going to see Brilliant Star booster boxes go to around $100 and even sub $100 based off of how big this wave could potentially be. Because if you're telling me right now that literally the lowest listed price is for $139, I mean, we've seen sets that are at $150, $160, $170 drop all the way down to $100 on general reprint waves, not even the initial 3 waves. So if you're telling me when it's only $40 and you're getting this massive a wave, Brilliant Star isn't going to reach $100, like, guys, that is insane to me. And if you see it drop anywhere below that, and this is where I'm gonna have the wait and see approach. Where I'm going to literally wait and see how far Brilliant Star prices are going to drop, because I could potentially see this as a free fall in the near future. I don't really expect these prices to really be affected till sometime within, I want to say next week, probably sometime early to middle of next week, because I myself am not even receiving these booster boxes until, I think I'll be receiving them on Thursday. So I'll be ready to ship those out on Thursday to everyone who's ordered so far. So it'll still make that 7 to 9 day time quota. And then as far as Evolving Skies, like I said before, there's a very likely chance that you're going to see Evolving Skies prices come down, at least because of the Pokemon Center booster boxes that have shown up, and potentially because you're going to see the prices come down with a inevitable reprint in the near future. So it might sound like I'm kind of hounding on the Evolving Skies thing, but there is actually some news that I do think is productive when talking about, once again, it being available on Pokemon Center. The news about Singapore, Australia has been running around for a while as far as news, but just wanted to come out and confirm it per my sources. And then, of course, Brilliant Star is the main kind of topic of discussion. So how am I going to approach Evolving Skies? Like I said, same way I'm going to probably approach Brilliant Stars. I'm just going to wait until I see that kind of, bottom price. And if it sits there for 3 weeks to a month, then that's kind of where I'm going to be bottoming out and purchasing in. And, I had a discussion too today with Nostalgianomics. He was talking to me about the stance I have on booster boxes versus elite trainer boxes, and I feel like there's a lot of a misrepresentation on my stance on booster boxes, so I want to kind of clear that up in the air. I am still a huge fan of investing in booster boxes, not to mention they're a lot more easily, they're a lot easier to store. I mean, you take the fact that you get 6 booster boxes in one case versus 10 elite trainer boxes in a case that's literally 3 times the size of a booster box. I mean, just from generally, people are storing it, and from how much the price of an ETB is versus the price of a booster box, you're getting a lot of value from that. The only reason why I've said that from a general investment perspective, I like ETBs over booster boxes, is because historically speaking, when you look at what's reprinted heavily, it's usually the booster boxes. And I know that a lot of people have said, well, Eli, times have changed. ETBs are going to be in more demand, and for that reason they're going to print them more. I would say that can be true, but not quite true in the aspect of when it comes to the Pokemon company doing reprints on sets, they're more focused on the booster boxes, because for them, they care a lot more about the competitive viability of the game, because most of the time reprints, for the purpose of it, solely comes down to, is this a set that is collectible and I can get the cards for cheap? Is this a set that is competitively viable where my competitive players in the standard format can get the cards for cheap? And if you're telling the Pokemon company, would they rather mass print booster boxes that are going to have 36 packs and are pretty easy to just kind of churn out? Or would I much rather mass produce elite trainer boxes which only have 8 packs? You have to worry about dice, you have to worry about player guides, you have to worry about sleeves, you have to worry about dividers. There's so many more things, and in regards to the process of ETB printing, and on top of that, you're literally getting a fourth of less packs as you would in a booster box, which is not going to have the same market effect when it comes to prices coming down on singles. And so the Pokemon company is more geared towards having reprints for just general booster boxes over elite trainer boxes. Of course, there are outliers to this. Obviously, if you're looking at Hidden Fates, if you're looking at Shining Fates, they of course, there's no booster boxes for them, so elite trainer boxes are the booster boxes for these special collection sets. And then outside of that, obviously, you have your outliers of Vivid Voltage, Darkness Ablaze, and Sword and Chill Base. Surprisingly not Rebel Clash. I'm surprised we haven't had anything. Who knows? It's possible we could get a Rebel Clash reprint out of nowhere. But I wouldn't consider those outliers, mainly because you had supply chain issues, I would call them outliers because you had supply chain issues at the start of the pandemic, and for that reason, these reprints got cut short. I mean, I remember being able to back order Vivid Voltage booster boxes for as many as I wanted, and then when I tried ordering ETBs, I was only allocated a certain amount because the supply they had for the Elite Trainer boxes were much lower than the booster boxes because the Pokemon Company had reprinted a few of them. Not to mention, when you're talking about just general allocations, I usually get allocated on average for the combination of Wave 1 and Wave 2 anywhere between 80 to 120 booster boxes, versus with Elite Trainer boxes, I get allocated anywhere between 70 to 90. So on average, I'm always getting less Elite Trainer boxes than booster boxes, just based off the fact of the matter, they just don't print as many, because although the demand is super high from a collectability perspective, they're focused more on the competitive play first and foremost. And so in regards to why, and this is the setup of the point that I'm going to be making with all of this, in regards to my argument why I still think booster boxes are still a great investment, is because if you were to literally one for one take a look at Elite Trainer box value, take a look at booster box value, and you were to say we are going to have the same level of reprints, the booster boxes are going to outperform the ETBs bar none. But because there's so many more items that are reprinted in regards to the booster boxes, typically speaking, you do see on average Elite Trainer box outperform the booster boxes, because Elite Trainer boxes tend to get half as many reprints as general booster box sets. Perfect example of that, Brilliant Stars. We had one wave for the Elite Trainer boxes, and we've had two main waves for Brilliant Star and one now reprint wave for the booster boxes. So literally, you've seen 3 waves now come up, and you're going to more than likely see these prices go down to 100. But if you take a look at what's going on with the Brilliant Star booster box prices, we can take a look and see that, the Elite Trainer box prices, we can see that it has literally done absolutely nothing. It is currently still sitting at slightly above MSRP. You can make an argument because, you can still find them in Walmart, you can still find them in Target, or you can make the argument that, the demand for them is not the same because you want to be opening these packs from Brilliant Star booster boxes. However, once you see Brilliant Star booster boxes get into their massive price adjustment, guess what's on average going to have outpaced your long-term investment when you just compare 1-to-1 if you bought Brilliant Star ETBs and MSRP versus Brilliant Star booster boxes? Obviously the ETBs, but from a pure percentage perspective, Brilliant Star booster boxes have still outperformed if it didn't get such a massive reprint like it's more than likely going to now, based off what my allocated numbers are telling me. And that leads into the main point on why I think this is really important for people to really gravitate and understand this in regards to modern investing. What I like to preach about the most is understanding how to play the wave. And I think this will be a perfect example of playing the wave. I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice, but I'm just showing you potential opportunities that could happen in the market. One of the things about booster boxes that I love the most is, sure, if I were to just take a booster box and I were to take an Elite Trainer box and I were to sit on both of them, on average, Elite Trainer boxes are going to make more. However, if you're telling me I had to pick which one I wanted to trade, like flip, during a 2-year cycle while it's in the market, 9 times out of 10, I'm going to be flipping that booster box because it's going to absolutely kill because of the waves that it's going to generate from the demand in sets such as Evolving Skies Brilliant Star. So we can take a look at, let's say, the Brilliant Star chart. If you can take a look and see it right now, just off the year, you were able to get its initial pre-orders for 184. At one point, price crashed down to as low as 115 TCG player, some other places for 105. You then saw a demand spike right before the release. You sell at the demand spike high at around that 170-ish price. After fees, you're probably still walking away with around 50 to $45. Price comes down, makes a correction. If you want to, you can pick some up at 115 per Game Nerds. I talked about that a lot, said it wasn't a bad price to still pick it up, but I said that I was expecting there to be a more of a long-term price correction, which we didn't really see. Prices went up to 147, and now we're at a point where we're more than likely going to see these booster boxes go down to $100. Well, guys, what month is it? It is currently May. The set's been out for literally less than 3 months at this point. If this set, arguably the second best set in the Sword and Shield era block, goes down to $100, you bet your sweet bottom that it's more than likely going to go up to, at some point during this 2-year market cycle before it goes out of rotation, back to 140, back to 150, or even higher, depending upon how much it was printed, how much time it's going to have to gain value before it gets printed again. And more than likely it's going to, because it just came out, guys. It literally just came out. So the expectation that this is the last reprint is extremely low, because it's about 2 more years before it goes out of rotation. And when it's right before rotation, it's gonna get another reprint. I'm willing to bet a lot on it. So once again, playing the waves, you get in, let's say hypothetically the bottom's 95, let's say the bottom's 100. You put in, let's say from a bankroll perspective, right? We'll do a fun little game is what we'll play. We'll say that you're buying it for $100 a piece, right? We'll say that you've got $600, which is enough to get a case. You're going to take that initial $600, once again, not financial advice, not a financial advisor, but you're going to take that initial $600, you're going to buy a case. We're then going to say that the value of the booster boxes, this is all hypothetical, is within the next year, it's going to go up 40%. I don't think that's out of the realm of possibility. Honestly, I think it's undershooting it for a set like this with the demand that it has. It could go to 150, it could go to 160, it could go to 170. Let's just say for the sake of the argument, it goes up 40%, right? Times this by 1.4, you're now sitting on roughly around $840. Hypothetically speaking, you say to yourself within a year, all right, I'm wanting to offload. I'm going to sell it on, you can say TCG Player, you can say Facebook Marketplace, you can say, eBay, but let's say I do sell it. Let's say I just sell the case as a whole, right? Let's say I sell it on a place like Facebook Marketplace. I'm going to sell it for under market value. And so I'm going to sell it for, let's say market value is 140. I'm going to sell it for 130 at the time, shipped for the case each. So you're saying you're selling it for 130 is how much it's going to be sold for, right? Times that by 6. So that's the overall value in which you're going to be gaining off of that. Then you say you're going to be spending an additional, $20 on shipping the whole case, depending upon what your shipping is. So overall, this is the value you're going to be getting at it. You're then going to take away $20 from that. Of course, if you want to add in a processing fee, that's going to add about another $25 to it all. So you're talking $735 off your initial $600 investment, which then yielded you around $135. From a percentage perspective, you can do the math. That's about a 22% return within the span of a year, hypothetically speaking, if we're saying that from this point on, it were to get reprinted in May and it only went up 40%. This is all a huge hypothetical, right? But the point that I'm trying to demonstrate with this is a lot of times people like to compare, the returns. Of course, returns are important when understanding the difference between returns versus risk, because obviously, there's an argument to be made. There's more risk in the Pokemon market versus stocks. Obviously, stocks have been crashing pretty hard, so there's a pretty big argument to be made about that, but we're talking purely returns. On average, they say a healthy rate of return is around 7+% on the stock market. If you're making 22% within the span of a year, that's a really strong return. And we're talking about averages, of course. And for a set like this, being able to buy it at 100 and it potentially going to 140, which I think it could make an argument it goes even higher. I mean, if we want to take a look at some other sets, right? Let's go to Polkadata.io. They have a great database of information for this kind of stuff, right? We're going to go with sealed product, and we're going to take a look at a set such as like Vivid Voltage. Vivid Voltage is one of my favorite ones I like to look at and compare it to, because it was a set that performed extremely well during the peak price of the pandemic. So you see the price went all the way up to 230, then it had its reprint, and it went all the way down to as low as 116. Guess what happened after its reprint? Look at the date. Look at the date when it hit its low, 8/11. Climb. It hit 150, and this price is lower than TCG Player prices. This is probably, if you're talking TCG, you probably saw it hit 155, 160, and we can take a look at that too when we're talking about what Vivid Voltage is showing us. So Vivid Voltage prices, let's go Vivid Voltage. Let's go with the booster boxes. All right, so if we see what the price of the booster box hit at its low, so look, wait, no, this is right before. So the high, yep, the high on the weekly went all the way up to 170. So like I said, Polka Data, they take the averages. So it hit a low of 170. And honestly, if you're talking about buy price, you probably were able to find it on some sites for as low as 105, 110 if you're talking averages. So let's say, once again, you took that opportunity with Vivid Voltage, got it at 110, sold at 170, after fees, after shipping and everything, you're probably walking away with around anywhere between that 25 to 30% plus. And the best part about it, once again, taking the swing low to the swing high, which is near the middle of August, all the way to the swing high, which is near the end of October, it took 2 months for it to move $50. So when I say I don't think it's unrealistic for a set like Brilliant Stars to move up 40% in a year, Vivid Voltage did that in 2 months. And I don't think it's controversial to say Brilliant Star is a much better set than Vivid Voltage. Once again, we had a reprint for Vivid Voltage booster boxes. Price went down to as low as $98. Perfect example. This was near the end of November. Look at what the current listed prices for it are now. $137 is the low. Last sold, $134, $139, $134. You're seeing it sell for, once again, about $35 to $40 above what the bottom low was, and it's literally been about 5 months since then. So just once again, and this is after its initial 3 waves and then another reprint. So, I mean, it had 2 initial waves and then a reprint, so a 3rd reprint. I mean, I don't know what else to say to that, guys, other than the fact that, once again, Vivid Voltage is a perfect comparison when we want to take a look at what could potentially happen with Brilliant Star booster boxes, and why I'm saying if this does happen to hit $100, playing the wave strategy with the Brilliant Star booster boxes and more than likely Evolving Skies when it does get that reprint is going to be an amazing strategy. If there's something you take away from this video outside of just the fact that there's going to be a massive reprint for Brilliant Stars, it's that the most amount of opportunity to be made in this market is going to be swing trading or playing the waves of reprints on these booster boxes, because like I said, if you take ETBs versus booster boxes, yes, ETBs are going to do better because they don't have nearly as many reprints. But if you take about the volatility swings of Brilliant Stars, booster boxes and other very high demand booster boxes, bar none, the money that is going to be made off of trading these Brilliant Stars booster boxes is going to have a much greater value than if you were to just want to go and sit on these Elite Trainer boxes. Look at it from that perspective. If you're interested in making this kind of money and you're interested in flipping, once again, I let you guys know right before reprint waves are about to happen, so you can know when to sell right before the market price crashes and when to buy right when the market price has crashed. So this is just important, information that I'm able to give you guys ahead of time because I do have those connections with distributors. So, but we've been going for almost 30 minutes now, so we're going to start wrapping it up. Main points of the video: Brilliant Star booster box reprint. We thought it was going to be small. It's now confirmed going to be massive. I just got 10x the amount of allocations I usually get from one of my distributors. Usually they allocate me a case, which is nothing. They allocated me 60, and then I was also able to buy another full case, so technically I got 11 times more and more on back order if I want to after I have refreshed my allocations on Friday. Point 2, we now have Evolving Skies booster boxes available on the Pokemon Center for MSRP. We have confirmation of Portugal, or was it Portugal? Sorry. We have confirmation of Australia, as well as, wow, how am I forgetting this as we speak at this moment? Sorry, Singapore, having Evolving Skies reprints happening, and more than likely you're going to see these reprints for Evolving Skies happen pretty soon in the United States. But of course, once again, finally speaking on it, the main takeaway I want you to get from this video is Brilliant Stars booster boxes, if they do get to 100, if they do get to 95, I think it's a high possibility. Playing the wave on this set is going to be very profitable as we compared it to Vivid Voltage, as we compared it to Evolving Skies. Playing the wave strategy, or if you want to say it from a trader's perspective, swing trading is a very profitable strategy, especially considering the rate of return that you could potentially get within just the span of anywhere between 3 months to 5 months to a year, depending upon when the next Brilliant Star booster box reprint is inevitably going to happen, because the set itself is still not going to go out of rotation for at least another 2 years. Hopefully you guys found this video informative. I really appreciate you guys once again so much for the love and support. I wouldn't be able to do this without you. As always, make sure if you want to enter into our weekly giveaways, leave a like, comment down below, and be subscribed. Hit that notification bell to stay up to date on when we post videos. You can enter in by commenting and liking on any of the pre-recorded videos we post each and every week: Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Of course, we're going to have 3 winners each and every week that will be receiving 12 Brilliant Star booster packs. And then once, of course, we hit 5,000 subs, we're going to increase the amount of packs that we're going to be giving away. But once again, can't thank you guys all enough so much for the love and support. Thank you all so much for watching. Until then, I will see you guys on Friday. Peace.